Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Viewers, welcome to our first Fireside chat with our brother Irfan Rydhan, and I'm going to bring him here. Brother Irfan, are you ready to join?
Yes. Assalamu alaikum.
All right. Assalamu alaikum, Brother Irfan. Jazakallah khairan for joining. Brother
Alaikum salam.
Irfan Rydhan, he's a founder and also he's a CMO of Halal Fest company. Inshallah, he has a rich background. I'm going to introduce him officially. So before that, Bay Area, mashallah, it's a blessed community here. So it's also called Blessed Bay. So the reason is, mashallah, we have people from around the globe. In fact, all part of the world they are here. Different people, different culture, different ethnicity, different language spoken, and mainly different food. Right. Uh, the one thing that is uniting the community is the food. Sometimes we don't know about them much. We don't know their culture. We don't know their language. But if you like the food, we go and we befriend with them. Right. So I'm sure many of you know what's happening in since yesterday. It's Halal Restaurant Week. Halal Restaurant Week. It's a new program here in Bay Area. It was introduced by the Halal Fest, the group of people. Here we are going to talk about what's going on with that. What is this Halal Fest and Halal Restaurant Week, and how can we benefit from it, and what are the things that we are getting along with that. All right. So our guest today, we are honored to have Brother Irfan Rydhan. MashaAllah, he has a very rich background in many things. I'm going to just quickly go over. First of all, he's a UC Berkeley grad, and he started his career back in 1998 as a video production uh, company, and then also he's a local talk show host. He used to be in the local talk show host, and he has involved in many different things as a community activist from his young age. Right, mashallah, he has worked on many different innovative projects. The one thing was Muslim Family Festival back in 2004, Muslim Unity Day 2005, Halal Food and Eid Festival back in 2013, and Muslim Bridal Expo back in 2015, and Halal Restaurant Week is 2020. So with that, so we are going to just chat. There are many things we can definitely talk to him, but in interest of time, we are going to focus on one thing. Brother Irfan, again, thank you for joining us. Truly honored to have you here with us. All right.
Thank you.
2020, as many others planned. I'm sure your team, Halal Festival team, also would have planned better and bigger thing for Halal Festival. If I'm not mistaken, Halal Festival has been going on for last 5+ years, right?
Yeah, for
Right.
seven
So
years actually. Yeah.
7 years. All right. So how was the planning for 2020? What happened? And then, and if you can talk about that for our
Yeah.
viewers.
So we were planning our usual large festival that we do every summer, for the past 7 years. And this time, back in about January, February, we were doing another event which we were planning for in March with the Golden State Warriors basketball team. We were going to have a Muslim night with the Warriors in March, and that was part of a Halal Fest event, and that one was actually sold out. We sold 200 tickets for that. It was going to be at the Warriors Chase Center in San Francisco, and this was right before the lockdown happened in March of this year. So unfortunately, that got canceled because everything started to shut down in the middle of March. And then at the same time, we were also looking in planning for our annual food festival, which we do every year in the summertime. And we were planning to do another big event in at the New Park Mall. Actually, we were making a deal with them And unfortunately, as everybody knows, everything got shut down because of the COVID-19 pandemic that affected the whole world. So, unfortunately, we had to cancel those plans.
All right. So if you could talk about this one, the Halal Restaurant Week. So what is this all about, and how did you actually come up with this plan? I know we are in pandemic for last 8 plus months, right? So I think mid March we started, right? So almost the 9 months, right? So, but how did you guys come up with this plan, and was it a plan you guys been planning for a long time, or just all of a sudden it happened? It's a year end.
Yeah,
And,
it basically started about 2 months ago. We started planning it. And basically, how it happened was we didn't have anything going on, obviously, for our festival, but I was still communicating with my team members to try to figure out something to do. You know, we were maybe thinking of doing like a outdoor, like just for food trucks only, where people can come and eat from food trucks because earlier in the summertime, some things were starting to open up again, and some public venues were opening up just for outside events. So we were thinking of doing something like that. And then one of my associates, his name's Abbas Muhammad, he's part of our Halal Fest team. He had started a Facebook group, which is called Bay Area Halal Foodies.
wow.
And in the beginning of the year, he had about maybe less than 1,000 people. But then about 2 months ago, it was getting close to 6,000 people. So at that time, I think in August or something, he said, "Hey, we should try to do something with this kind of community that has grown quickly." So one of the things that he came up with the idea of because a lot of cities all over the country, actually in other countries as well, they have what they call just a restaurant week. It's a general thing that cities do where they try to promote their local restaurants. So we did some research, and the only halal restaurant week we found was, of all places, in Korea. That was
Ah,
like the only place that we found on Google because we did some searching online. But there was nothing done in the US or even North America for that matter. So we said, hey, let's kind
cool.
of take advantage of this because in the Facebook group that we started, we had a lot of restaurants that joined in, and obviously they're trying to promote their business and telling people to come and order out or take out, or and they were doing things like that. And then there was a lot of home cooks also, as you guys probably saw online.
Right.
There's a lot of people who are selling food from their house also. So anyways, we decided to do something like this. So we created a, event where we can reach out, we can bring halal restaurants together for a week, and we work with them to create different special deals and coupons, or not coupons, but special deals and offers. And sometimes they give you some free stuff if you buy something. So that's how it started. So surprisingly, we were both kind of surprised that we got a lot of interest from the restaurants. Obviously, we charge a small fee to set it up and organize it and do some marketing for everybody. But we have about 30 restaurants that signed up. So we just started yesterday. Our first day was the Wednesday, December 9th. And so far, alhamdulillah, we had a pretty good response. All the restaurants told us that they got a lot, pretty good business. Obviously, it depends also on what kind of deal that they're giving. Some restaurants had a really good deal, so they attracted more people.
Yep.
But yeah, so today was the second day, and then we have 3 more days until Sunday is their last day.
Yep. I thought of telling the big deal and good deal that you guys have tonight, right? which is peri peri 50% off. That was really a cool deal. I thought of telling people, but I got this message from this audience that look at this. So somebody is putting the command, brothers. So what's happening in port of Peri Peri? It's right now is people are waiting more than 2 hours. No, they're going crazy.
Mm-hmm, yeah.
Too many people are actually ordering. They are, in fact, in his own family is also waiting. Sorry, brother. I know. So people love this food, and especially they have 50% off. Who is going to miss that, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
That's the thing. I myself actually wanted to go, but it's they close at 9 o'clock today. So
Yeah.
good,
So Porter Perry had a pretty good deal, and obviously
50% off. Yeah,
they got
50% off.
over yeah, they got overwhelmed with a lot of orders. So I think they probably had at least 200 plus orders today,
Wow, wow.
just for that special deal. And yesterday we had another pretty good deal from another vendor called HFC Halal Fried Chicken in
That's right.
Sunnyvale.
That's in Sunnyvale. It's a brand new
Yeah,
one, right?
it's a brand new place, and
Yeah.
they had also a very good deal. And they also had a line out the door. I just talked to the owner today, so he was happy about that. But yeah, and then we still got a lot more special offers and deals over the next few days. So you can check out our website, which is halalfest.com, and that has all the details about our special offers and the schedule and which restaurants are on which day and what their special deal is for that day.
All right. So, but how many restaurants is totally involved in this the Fest week? Halal actually in the restaurant week.
Yeah, so we have about 30 restaurants,
30 restaurants.
and they're all spread out. Excuse me, they're spread out all over the Bay Area. So one of the things that we wanted to do is, because we know the Bay Area is a very widespread and it's all spread out. So we decided, or our goal was to try to get uh, some restaurants in each different area. For example, San Francisco, Peninsula, San Jose, East Bay, and then we also got a couple of restaurants in Tracy and Concord as well. So, and each day we try to have a different area covered, so that way people in different areas who live in different areas, they don't have to travel too far, or they can get it delivered or whatever. So that's what we tried to do. So we have 6 restaurants on each day. So the 5 days of halal restaurant week. So there's 6 restaurants per day.
So, but since this is the first time, and also you're getting overwhelming response, right? Do you plan to extend it? But I know it's a last minute, and but extending for a week or so, or maybe it's coming soon. This is the first time you guys are trying, but looks like no, there's pretty good response. People.
Yeah, it's pretty good response. I'm not sure if we're going to extend or not yet. We'll see, because there was, like, for example, HFC. They happened to lose the whole power in the city block of in Sunnyvale where they're located. So a lot of people in the evening time, it happened around 7 p.m. That was kind of like the prime time for dinner, right? So
That's right. Yeah.
we may extend for them another day, but we still haven't finalized the details about that. But so we'll see. Yeah, and then I think we probably will do this event again next year, inshallah, because I'm sure that we're still going to be in this situation with the lockdown and the pandemic for at least another 6 months at
6 months
least.
or so. That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. But no, since this is the first time you guys are trying it out, and it's working out very good. Hopefully, it will work. But also, this kind of deals, right? So getting the deal is the one thing. In
Mhm.
addition to that, you also have another kind of program or something. The customers will be getting more than that, right? Some perks, some
Yeah, so
freebies.
what we have is we're doing we call it a giveaway competition. So
Hmm.
we have a few sponsors, for example, Saffron Road Foods, Whole Foods, Yelp, and other people have given us some products and stuff to give away. So we have over $2,000 worth of products. So we're gonna be doing a giveaway. So what we're doing, if you go to our website halalfest.com and you click on the giveaway tab, you can see the details. But basically, people can earn points
Hmm.
by going to the restaurants. You get a point, and if you take a picture of your food and post it in the Facebook group, you get 2 points. And then if you follow us on Instagram at Halal Fest, you get a couple of points. And then we have these other things like special stickers that we have printed out for Halal Restaurant Week. It's a decal sticker. Um, I forgot to bring a copy with me right now, but basically, each restaurant has a few stickers, so you have to ask for it. So it's kind of like a scavenger hunt. So
Uh-huh.
only the first 3 people who ask for that sticker will get the sticker, and then that's worth 6 points. So
Wow, wow.
basically, it's kind of like a game. So if you go to different restaurants, if you go to 3 or more restaurants, you get some certain bonus points. If you go to 5 or more restaurants during the week, so we're trying to encourage people to go to the restaurants and get points, and then the top 25 scores, the top 25 people who score points get a bunch of prizes, and then the top scorer, whoever scores the most, they get a gift basket with $250 worth of prizes and gift cards and things like that.
Wow. That's good. When I were thinking about having you on the show and talk about it, I told my designer I'm going to have a fireside chat with one of the brother. I also just gave him the hint that no, he's a foodie. I didn't give him any other hint, but no, look at the flyer that he came up with. Did you like it? Yeah.
Yeah, no, I like that. Yeah, I like the flyer. It looks
You
like a
are
nice dinner table that I'm gonna
nice, didn't it?
eat everything. Yeah.
But it's too much for one person, and I know you are a foodie, and I know you have a different WhatsApp group. You guys talk about all day along.
Yeah.
I'm on different WhatsApp group, but how many types of food you have tried here in Bay Area, and what's your favorite restaurant? Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good question. So I like to try different types of food, and so it depends on the day, I guess, what my favorite is. But so recently there was a trend for these birria tacos, which is it's a Mexican food, which and now there's a few different halal Mexican places in the Bay Area. So there's at least 3 or 4 places that I know of that sell halal Mexican food. So birria is like a special dish, which is just a beef
Ah,
originally made with goat meat, believe it or not, but most people make it with beef and they cheese, and they grill it on a grill, outdoor grill. And then you have this soup where you dip it in the soup and eat it. So it's a pretty delicious, tasty food. So lately I've been eating that once a week, and then there's also a fried chicken craze lately that's been going on. So there's a few places that sell halal fried chicken now also. So I usually eat that once a week as well. And then obviously my kids, they eat, the only thing
fried
they
one,
eat is just plain food. Even though, like, we're Indian Pakistani,
little
we used to
spice.
give them desi food when they were younger, but now they're older, they don't want to eat it anymore. So
Wow, huh? That's a big change and just big challenge for the family. Huh?
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So that's one thing that is, I guess, not good. But eventually, I think we slowly try to get them to eat the desi food and something else besides just chicken nuggets and pizza, cheese pizza.
All right, but is there any? I see a lot of kebab places and other places. Is there any the Indian and vegetarian the restaurants also participating in that, or
So for Halal Restaurant Week, no, we don't
pretty
have
much
any vegetarian
is
places, but when we used to do the Halal Festival, we used to have vendors who are not Muslim, but they were selling either they had halal meat,
Right.
like they were already doing it, or they were just like a specialty vegetarian or seafood or something. So we used to have some vendors who did that. But for this one, we just focused on the Muslim halal restaurants, which most of them have some kind of meat, halal meat.
So vegetarian, it's not halal for at least for this week.
Not for me, yeah.
No,
Vegetarian is not halal.
yeah. The question that I have, we as a Bay Area resident, we always brag about Bay Area. How we have tons of variety of restaurants and people here and there. But when you compare the metro like San Francisco with Chicago or or New York, right? And people, those who live there, they say no, you can brag about Bay Area about this and that, but in terms of food and variety, you guys can't even come closer to us, But no, since you have visited many different places, right?
Yeah,
But
yeah.
what is your take on that?
Well, obviously I'm pretty biased toward the Bay Area since I was born here and raised here, so I grew up here. I've been to obviously different cities like New York and Houston and even Toronto, and yeah, there's a lot of different types of good halal food all over. So one thing that the Bay Area is, every area is known for specific things or special items. So the San Francisco, for example, is known for their seafood and their sourdough bread and things like that. But I think the Bay Area is big enough, because we have Oakland, we have San Jose, we have all other cities
Right.
besides that, San Francisco. So we have a lot of diversity. And I was also talking about this on my podcast, which is called theartisticfoodies.com, which we just recently started, myself and a boss. That you can get, like over here, you can get halal Malaysian food, you can get halal Vietnamese food, and we have halal Mexican food, like we mentioned before, and
Right.
obviously the Indian Pakistani food. So other places, they may not necessarily have those type of things, like but at the same time, we don't have certain things like in Houston and Texas area, they have a lot of barbecue and they have halal barbecue, and we don't really have that much of that over here. So that's one thing that's kind of missing right now
Mm.
for the Bay Area.
Yeah, the Bay Area, yes. Then also people from the Chicago, right? So they said, but the amount of food that they have, so we can't even compete with them. The varieties that may be true, maybe the population wise is more there, the Indian population, and then varieties and things like that. Moving on, so the Halal Festival, right? The idea, where did you guys get that idea from? So I know there was the Muslim Fest in Canada, so I think it was going on for quite some time, all right? So, but it was not about food; it was about everything,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
culture, and
So the
the food, clothing, and all the things, mix of everything. It's not specific to food, right?
yeah.
So, where did you guys get that the halal, the festival, food festival mainly?
Yeah, so actually I came up with that idea because I was used to watch this show which is called the Food Truck Race
Oh yeah.
of America.
Mm.
and there was a food truck craze a few years ago, so this was like around 2012 or so. So I was saying, hey, that would be a good idea. So it was initially just to do like a food truck event where we have different halal food trucks come together in one place and people can just try different foods. And so that was the initial idea. And then once I started planning it with my team, it expanded. The idea grew. Like we said, okay, let's have some food stalls, also restaurants, and let's have a bazaar.
Mm.
We can have a mela, and then we do it around Eid time. So then, and I used to help with the SBIA Eid mela.
Yes.
Uh,
Yeah.
a few years back then as well, from 2002 to 2009. So that's where I first got my experience in doing like a uh, event with different vendors. So I talked to the carnival person who used to come there,
Hmm.
and I said, "Hey, this can you come to our event too?" So he said, "Yeah." So then we had carnival rides. And then we added in, because it was a food festival, we decided to add in like cooking demos, like live cooking demos, and then later on we added entertainment like music and comedy and things like that. So it became much bigger event from the initial idea that I had.
So how many people used to attend? What was the biggest number that you had? I think the Halal Festival started from 2013 or 15, right? Almost 5 6 years, right? So how many people used to attend?
Yeah, so our first event was 2013,
Hmm.
and that event we had, I think, about 10,000 people, because it was a
Wow.
free event. It was a free event,
Hmm.
so we didn't have a charge a ticket at that time.
Hmm.
So because it was free and because it was the first time that this type of event had happened, we
People
got
excited,
a lot of media coverage too. Just like this year for the Halal Restaurant Week, this was the first time that it's been done. So we got a lot of good media coverage as well.
right?
So yeah, that first year we had a really large number. And then it kind of was hard to control it. But the next years we started charging a ticket, so that way it kind of controlled the
Gone
crowd.
down, yeah.
Yeah.
But I think you had the Halal Festival and the food festival is it's I think it was in Fremont, right? Few years and the Fremont area. But how about in San Francisco and other areas? You have any plan in upcoming years to expand it and bring it bring it to different cities, especially in San Francisco where we can attract more people.
Yeah, I've thought about expanding it to San Francisco and other areas. It's just that it's very hard to do events there in San Francisco, just because of the regulations and also the space. So I haven't been able to do it there. But I have looked into different cities and different requirements. So usually we ended up doing close to Fremont, because that's like a central location for a lot of
That's right.
people.
Yeah, yeah.
It's not too far away for San Jose. It's not too far away for San Francisco. So it's kind of in the middle. So that's the main reason why we kind of stuck to that area.
But for this kind of halal, the festival, right? Do we attract the different communities other than the Muslims, or so majority of them Muslims, or any? I know the Indian communities also will be interested, but how about but other communities like American community and other the Mexicans and the different other communities? But how was their participation?
Yeah, so over the past few years, we had a lot of interest from people of other faiths, other communities, and so every year, and we saw more and more, you know, people of other faiths and other communities attend the event, which is good, because that's what we want to do. We want to show our, non-Muslims and people of other faiths and other communities that they can come and enjoy an event with the Muslim community, and they don't have to be afraid, because most of the time they only see the negative things about Muslims. So that's one thing that whenever I did any event, even the Muslim Unity Day event, when I used to be involved with that, um, back in the early 2000s, we also invited non-Muslims and people of other faiths to come and join the activities and festivities that we were doing. So that's the same thing that we try to do here too. We keep it open to anybody, and everybody can come in, and we did get a lot of good response from that.
From different, yeah. The one thing I remember, right, the very first time, the Muslim Unity Day. and
Hmm.
then followed by Muslim Family Day. It came from ICNA, right?
Yeah.
So that was a big hit at that time. First few years, oh my God. So the community was, overwhelming response they gave. And when you go there, man, you feel like the whole day, wherever you turn, you see the Muslims, hijabis, halal food,
Yeah.
and but down the line that the interest it's dies down, right?
Yeah.
Because they see it, but it's been a while. I don't know when was the last time the mud was actually had the program. Even the Muslim Family Day also, it was a nationwide program.
Yeah.
So they did it in many different. I think one point of time they had around 20,000 plus people in New Jersey or New Jersey area. But no, but eventually, people they got used to it, and then they didn't show interest, and then it completely dies down, right?
Yeah.
But did you see the same trend in Halal Fest as well, or it was the other way around? The numbers were going up.
Well, we had numbers were steady
Hmm.
every year. I think, but we did notice that there's it's harder to get people interested to come again. So that's why one thing that we try to do every year is to have like a different entertainment program. So because that's kind of the one thing that we can change. And obviously, we also ended up changing locations every couple of years. We didn't want to do that, but that actually helped us out because it kind of makes the event different too, because we have to do a whole new layout. Because first we were at the New Park Mall, which is just an empty parking lot, and then
Right.
we
Yeah.
ended up going to
I remember that.
Fremont
Yeah.
shopping center, and that's a different layout. And then we ended up the last few years we were at this Town Fair Plaza, which was actually a pretty good venue because it was meant for outdoor events. So it had
Hmm.
like a stage area and it had restrooms and things. So the moving around also, although it was caused us a little bit difficulty in planning, it helped the event out by making it different every couple of years. So that also makes people more interested to come check it out.
Very good. So, brothers and sisters, those who are watching, so you are watching live on the Muslim Media, and we are chatting with the brother Irfan Rydhan, who happens to be the founder of Halal Fest and also CMO, Chief Marketing Officer. Right? I'm sure you all, following us, and there is a halal restaurant week is going on. Today is the second day, and tomorrow I think there was a good deal here. So let me just show that. So tomorrow's, I know it's almost going to be the closing time. 9 o'clock here, and just in case, if you did not get an opportunity to order, make use of these good deals, and tomorrow you can try it out. And there are a couple of deals are there, and I think this is continuing until Sunday, right?
Yeah, until
Until
Sunday.
Sunday. Until Sunday. But any other things that any interesting thing that you wanted to share about this halal the restaurant week for
Yeah,
our audience?
one thing I forgot to mention earlier is that one of the things that we did for Halal Fest, which was a way to attract people to come every year, was to we made a serious effort to try to find new vendors, new halal food vendors who
Mm,
and people who normally you don't get to try their food, or and we had a good mix of people who used to what they call home cooks, who had a specialty item that they used to make. So that's one thing that we did. We tried to make sure we had a very diverse lineup of food, so people would be able to come because, if you just go to uh, an event where there's the same vendors every year, then people get bored of that. So that's one thing that we did do. So also for Halal Restaurant Week, like I said earlier, we also try to make sure we have a lot of different type of food as well. So we have halal Malaysian, Indonesian food with red kawali, which you can see in our schedule for tomorrow. And then we have the Mediterranean food, and we have the halal Indian Pakistani food. So it's a good mix.
all right. So there are variety of restaurants are there for next few days. I know there are many sisters and some brothers also have been cooking for last last 7 8 months. So maybe this is the good opportunity. You can give them a break.
Yeah,
You can give them a break, and
take a break.
you can surprise them. Hey, here is the special food for you. You can surprise them. There are a lot of things can be done, and definitely, I shared this flair with. We have another foodie group. I'm from down the southern part of India. Even though there are majority of them, they are not Muslims, but it's a tradition there. They like to eat the halal meat, right? So because all the meat sellers back home are Muslims, right? So they
Hmm.
don't. If they wanted to cook meat, so they will go to halal restaurant. So when the restaurant halal stores, and I shared with them, they are also very much excited to get good benefit out of that. Uh, so no, brothers and sisters, those who are watching, just make use of that. This is the program is going to run until Sunday. All right. So any other things that you want to talk about in terms of the halal festival related things, or any other things that we wanted to move on?
No, I just wanted to say I hope everyone supports the halal restaurants, and it will because a lot of the restaurants, even in general, not just Muslim halal ones, a lot of the restaurants are suffering because they're the one who are taking them one of the biggest hits because of this pandemic. So it's very important for us because a lot of places actually shut down for permanent. And
Right.
there was a couple of halal places that recently shut down. One of them was this Turkish place called Farid's Bakery in Santa Clara, and it was a
Mm.
very good. You can get like a full Turkish breakfast, and it was obviously halal, and they shut down unfortunately. So it's important for us to
Support
support
them, right?
these guys as much as you can. And you can do takeout, you can do delivery, you can pick it up. And some places, for example, we have two places in Redwood City which still allow outdoor dining because they're part of San Mateo County.
That's right. Yeah,
So I encourage everyone to go out there and sit outside. Obviously, they have the safety measures in place. You have to sit, they sit you 6 feet apart, and you can wear your face mask and all that. Aria Steakhouse in Redwood City, and also Zareen's in Redwood
settings.
City.
Yeah, yeah,
So those
yeah.
are two of our vendors. So please, everyone should do their best and support them.
Yeah, I'm sure you would have planned it maybe a few months ago, right? At the time, the shelter in place was not enforced, right? So now again, shelter in place is enforced, and then because of this, there are so many people are standing, they are going crazy and things like that. So do you think that there will cause any the city they will have any more restrictions on this, even though it's a takeout, right? There are too many people are there. For example,
Yeah,
today.
I don't think the counties are going to do more. I hope not, because
Yeah,
there's not too much more that they can do. And personally, I don't see the reason why they should shut down outdoor dining because it's already set up. Most of the places that I've been to, it's set up properly. They have enough seating, and they make sure that everybody, even the staff and everything, is wearing masks, and it's outdoors, so it's safe. So I don't know why they did that, but unfortunately, that's what we have to deal with right now. And so let's try to do our best. And if you're feeling comfortable, you can just use Uber Eats or DoorDash or whatever. But personally, I prefer to order it on the phone and go pick it up myself because you also save money that way too.
that's right. Yeah, that's right. Very good. No, it was a very new initiative, and we sincerely wish for success. And going forward, we can do more. And also, there are again our viewers. This the halal restaurant week is going for another few days until Sunday is the last day, right?
Yeah, Sunday, December
And,
13th.
and Sunday, December is the last date. And also, don't forget to register and then you may get attractive prices, right? And if you can just spell out the website, so I can also provide here. If you can just spell out this pro.
Yeah, it's halalfest.com. And
.com.
we also have a foodie group, which is Bay Area Halal Foodies. If you search that on Facebook, Bay Area Halal Foodies, that's the you can join that, and that's where people post reviews and they post pictures of their food, and a lot of new trends, like people who are selling things from their house, and you can find them on there. Like, cause people are looking for people who can make a certain type of biryani, for example. Like I um, used to biryani that has aloo in it, potato in it, and normally restaurants don't do that. So you have to get it specially made. So that's one of those things where you can find
Oh,
people like that who can make it for you.
oh man, no, in back home, the place where I come from, if you put aloo in the biryani, that is not considered biryani. It's haram to put aloo there in the biryani. You know, and then also the place that I come from, um, it's a haram to see the white rice in the biryani. It has to be yellowish. That
Oh,
that kind of thing. Yeah. But subhanallah, that we are here. There are many food varieties that we explored here after I come here. Well, as I said, right, I'm from southern part of India. There are popular dishes of the northern part is not very popular in our area, but we came and explored it. And definitely the food actually brings the people together, right? Also, Muslims are very well known for hospitality, right? When you go to Pakistani house, man, you will have a typical Pakistani uh, mm, uh, halwa puri. We have never tasted the halwa puri back home for this kind of things. This is the blessing. And I just wanted to remind one beautiful thing. People like us here, we live in a multicultural, multi-race, multi-ethnicity. We have a great opportunity. And parents and even ourselves, we ask, what can we have for dinner today? Can we have Afghani? Can we have Malaysian? Can we have Indian, Pakistani? We have varieties.
yeah,
Whereas in the other part of the world, the question would be, can we have food? It's not what can we have. Think about it. So we will remember the brothers and sisters, those who are going through struggles and difficulties, and donate them generously. And if you could, and especially if you have your deceased parents or your ustad, your scholars, your teachers are there, you can donate on their behalf. I also wanted to mention about your dad, mashallah, such a nice person. Whenever I used to see him back then, he always remembers back home style uncle. Hey, if you run, you know no kids would run around.
yeah,
Mashallah, is a very adorable person. And if I'm not mistaken, I think in your family, maybe your mother said he had, or you had some Sri Lankan connection. If I'm not mistaken, was it?
yes.
Oh,
My mother is from Sri Lanka. Yes.
Sri Lanka, yeah. No, because I speak the language. Maybe your mother speaks the Tamil language. I also speak. No, because I speak the same language, right? So he has extra love on me. Alhamdulillah. Whenever I used to go to SBIA, he gave me opportunity to for the nasheed and
Hmm.
asking and things like that. I remember when he died, and I was rushing for the janaza prayer, and I was hoping to get it, but at the same time I was afraid that I may miss the janaza prayer. But alhamdulillah, I parked the car. Too many people showed up. I thought, at least I can sneak in somewhere. I was sure that I will not get the spot inside. But subhanallah, when I entered, so I got the very spot right in front of his janaza, right in
Hmm.
front of his janaza, and then I was able to carry his in the
Oh,
his
that's good.
janazah. Subhanallah, yeah.
Yeah.
Such an adorable person. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala have mercy on him. I remember, for
I mean,
each and for every the grand mawlid, right? They always make dua for him.
yeah.
Such a we as a community, we are unlucky that we lost him very
Yeah.
early stage. But you are there. taking his legacy. You are doing a lot of things for the community, especially for the SBA. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to put barakah in your time and effort, brother Irfan. I know you have a lot of things to talk about. There's a Muslim bridal expo and other things. Inshallah, we will talk later time. Plus, also you are the host, you are the pro. Definitely, we can make use of your expertise for our this channel. Inshallah, with that, and any final words from you before we wrap up?
Yeah, just my podcast, which I just started with my partner Abbas, is called the artisticfoodies.com. So we're going to be talking about different. Uh, it's not just going to be a normal podcast where we interview people, but we're also going to be uh, doing like stories. Like, for example, we have a story about CTM. Like, we're going to do a whole episode about CTM, which is short for chicken tikka masala, and show the history of that and how it was influenced by different people in different countries and how it has evolved. So we're going to do stuff like that, and obviously we're going to interview different people in the community as well. And I also want to do an episode about the history of Bay Area Muslims, and obviously we're gonna connect that to food somehow. But so check it out, theartisticfoodies.com, and obviously our website is halalfest.com. Walaikum salam, brother Sharif. I see you there.
All right, yeah. But brothers and sisters, if you are a foodie, so you have to get hold of brother Irfan, and if you are making a good dish, let him know. He will come and taste it, and then he can make an episode on that particularly, right?
Yeah, I
Like CTM,
take free food. Yes, I
yeah,
always take
chicken
free food.
CTM. Man, he can even create write a book about it. CTM, chicken tikka masala. Huh? All right, very good, very excited, and inshallah. So in some other time, we'll definitely have another time chat with you on different topics. With that, and thank you very much for your time, brother Irfan, and I
Thank
wish you
you for
success.
having me.
Yeah, it was a good pleasure talking with you. Inshallah. So we'll meet some other time.
All right. Assalamu
All
alaikum.
right.
Thank you very
Thank
much.
you, brother. Assalamu alaikum.